Hi poultry lovers, welcome to another edition of Poultry Farming Made Easy by Coccidiosis Farm Poultry Academy. Well, as you can see on your screen, this is day 12. As I always say, if you're joining us for the first time, we're actually doing a series to know which professional feed gives you the best result at 5 to 6 weeks. And we started this batch of 150 beds with New Hope feed, and then this is day 12. So if you're just joining us for the first time, you want to go watch the other previous videos. We have videos of how to set up a brooding pen, the drugs we used for brooding these particular beds, and also day 1 to day 11th video where the days we did Lasota and Gomboro, it's also there. So you want to watch that so you can follow us properly. This is day 12. I will want to do our CRD and coccidiosis treatment. It is best to do the CRD and coccidiosis treatment early before you get to. That's why you see you can actually be taking care of your birds without mortality, and when you get to like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, you begin to see your birds dropping dead. Don't wait till when you see the signs before you treat. It is better you do the preventive measures before the disease begin to show itself. So this is day 12. I want to do preventive measures of coccidiosis and CRD. We are using Tylodus extra. Tylodus extra is a very good drug for CRD. Yes, it's quite expensive, but it's very, 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 very active for CRD. And yeah, it's said for preventive 100 grams to 300. Then for therapeutic, it's 1 gram to 150 liters of water. But if there's one thing I always tell my farmers in my WhatsApp group is whether you are doing preventive measures or you are doing treatment method, when you buy a drug, always use the treatment dose. It works best for your best. Whether it is thing I've not showed sign or you are just you're just trying to preventive, use the treatment method. It works best. This one now that I said 100 dose to 100 gram to 300 a liter for preventive, and for treatment is 100 gram to 150 liter. We're going to be using the 100 gram to 150 liter because I always prefer you using the treatment dose than the preventive dose. And this one that I said 100 gram to 150 liter, that it is 1 gram to 1.5 liters. So for this our 5 liter bucket that we've been using for this training, we're going to be using 4 gram for the 5 liters. And Tylodus said one thing: dissolve in warm water before adding to their drinking water. So always check the drug specification and their instructions. It said dissolve in warm water before adding to their drinking water. You can see on your screen now, you can see smoke coming out of this drinker. That's because the water is hot. But I'm not going to use this hot water because it didn't say use hot water. I say use warm water. I only brought this one to see that I have a hot water here, and I'm going to dissolve this hot water with the Tylodus. If you use cold water, you might not get the result. And for those that have workers, this is where it becomes tricky. Your workers might not even, you might even tell your workers, use warm water, and they will not use it. So you want to be careful when using Tylodus, because Tylodus is a very expensive drug, and you want to use it right so that you can get the right result. So I was just trying to check if the water was warm enough, and yes, the water was still hot, so I had to dissolve it more to be warm enough. So he said warm water and not hot water. So you want to use warm water when you are using Tylodus. Very, very important. Put it at the back of your mind that when using Tylodus, use warm water. So it is better you add the water to your medicine, not adding the medicine inside water, so it can dissolve properly. Like you can see, we're trying to dissolve the medicine there. So you just pour the warm water. Remember, I said warm water, not hot water, because that is what the specification said. So you just dissolve it. Make sure that you dissolve it in a way that there is no more particles. Make sure you dissolve it in a way that there is no more particles. Then you can now, put it inside your drinking water, the drinkers that you want to use, like your measuring bucket. I mean, you will put it inside your measuring bucket here, and you want to, and you can add water to it. So that is for the CRD treatment. You use Tylodus, you dissolve it in warm water. Very, 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 very important. And when you go to buy your drugs, please always check the expiring date, and always make sure that the drug is in powdery form, that it has not kicked. Very, very important. Check the expiry date and check the that it has not kicked. But this is central dicose. I've always been preaching central dicose, that I love central dicose, because if you have birds that already have full blown this is the cup I was actually talking about. That it comes with a measuring cup. It comes with a measuring cup, which helps you in your farm. So I said, if you have full-blown coccidiosis, like a full-blown disease of coccidiosis, your birds are pouring blood everywhere and your birds are dying. If you use central dicot, within 6 hours, you start seeing positive results. So central dicot is a very, very, very good coccidostat. And in here, it said you can use 100 ml for 500 to 1,000 liter. But for we use 100 ml to 500 liters. So for this, it will be 1 ml to 5 liters. Do you get? So he said 100 ml to, like I told you, it's always better to use the treatment dose than the preventive dose. We are doing treatment here. We are not, even if it's a preventive measures before the disease begin to show itself, but we prefer to do our treatment. I'll just put the cup aside because I have another cup. So if you buy central dicot, you always have measuring cups. So we have a lot of the cups in the farm. So you want to go search for it because this measuring cup, it is actually very good for your liquid medicines. If you cannot get this in your locality and you have liquid drugs, you can buy a syringe. A syringe can still do the job of a measuring cup. Or for those that used to buy liquid medicine like cough medicine for your children and all, it comes with a cup too. So that cup too can still help you as a measuring cup. So for this, the reason why I did full this 5-liter bucket here is because I want to mix the coccidiosis drug before I fill it up. That's where your drug mix properly. So we're using 1 ml to 5 liters. So you can see how small the measurements is. So you just make sure you rinse well and all the liquid comes out. At this point, you dissolve properly. So that your drugs are well dissolved, that there's no residue under. You dissolve. If I have a big drum, maybe you're using a big drum for this, you just keep dissolving with a rubber. Just keep dissolving. At this point now, I can actually fill the drinkers, and I'm so sure that all my mixed properly. So you can then share it to your drinkers and give it to your birds. So please, if you know you are just joining us for the first time, please follow our page. For those that are following our page, don't forget that we have some videos on our YouTube channel. So you want to subscribe to our channel, follow our page, help share our videos so a lot of farmers can learn through you. It's been a beautiful series. As you can see, the birds are already getting big. So see you tomorrow, day 13. God bless you.